Hey, Eli here. Today I want to give you a little recap of WPPI 2025, which stands for Wedding Portrait Photographer International. What it is a big conference where you can go touch gear, you can learn about software. There's a big trade show. You can, cameras, bags, lighting, all the stuff that goes along with weddings and portrait. And there are some video elements as well. There's a lot of courses to go to. There are a lot of parties and meetings and just times to network. So I've been going since I've been 10 times in the last 17 years. So I've been a photographer for 17 years. I had some gaps in there when I moved to Oregon. And then obviously 2020, there was a gap for a while. I returned in 2024 last year and this year, 2025. And it has evolved over the years. It's definitely the conference has gotten smaller. And probably because of the internet and YouTube, there's more available access to education and just products through Amazon, B&H, and Autorama. Just order it. But generally in the past, I would go to the trade show and there would just be tons and tons of gear, like everywhere. Touch it, buy it, take it home. This year was a little different. Basically, you can touch it and then you can go buy it on the internet. So it was a little different, but still you get to play with gear. Like I said, backpacks, software, cameras, lenses. A lot of the big leading industry folks are there. Fujifilm usually throws a big party, as well as WPPI, and there's a lot of different parties you can go to. So a lot of people have been asking me on Instagram, like, why would you go? What's it for? Why do you go? What should I go? And so I kind of want to answer a little bit of those questions today. The reasons that I like to go to a couple classes and learn from some photographers that I follow. This year I went to Jeremy Cowart and Taylor Jackson. I went to Taylor Jackson's course last year on hybrid shooting. I have been learning to do video the last 2 years and been trying to implement it into like elopements and engagements. So smaller, things just for blessing my couples with a little bit extra, and in some cases, upselling them, well, not upselling them, but charging a little more so that I can afford to pay someone to come video and then pay another editor to do it. So that way I'm just kind of implementing and helping them get something a little extra, for a small fee. Don't make a lot of money on that, but it's just nice to have. It's also good for marketing. So this year we'll just go a recap of the days that I went there. So I left in a snowstorm. It took me 5 hours to do a 2-hour flight because we were delayed. I got in late at night and I stayed with my friend Nick Edmondson from Wandering Weddings, or Nick plus Danae. Nick and I met there about 12 or 13 years ago and we became friends, and we shared a room last year and we shared a room this year, and Nick's a fun guy. He's a great dude. We share the same birthday, April 20th. And so a few years apart. But we showed up to WPPI, and we both got tattoos, fake tattoos. And then we went to what was called, it was like a trial run for people to either speak or do, it was a pitch. So they could pitch their photo walk or like their idea for a course. And so Joshua Grassow, I think is his name. I'll put his picture up here. Got to hear him speak, and he won. So he won a photo walk. So next year you get to see him. You can go to a photo walk, and I recommend doing that. He's super creative, but rad dude. It was great to hear his story. And then we heard a bunch of other pitches, and it was just kind of cool to get like a crash course on like 10-minute window or 15-minute window on just a little course that would probably take an hour. And so just hearing a bunch of different people's stories and what they do and their pitches was really cool. So it's kind of like nice to get all that crammed in like a day or like a few hours. So then we followed by that on day one. So there really wasn't anything going on except that. And so we got there a little early, day before the trade show opened. Then we went to the Fujifilm party. That was fun. A lot of networking, catching up with friends, just a lot of people. Catching up with my friend Tim, Sachin, and Boston Lake, Andrika, John Sweet, just a bunch of people, Ben Adams. A lot of people that I hadn't met. Got to catch up with Christine from Imagine and John Branch, and just a lot of people I met last year, Magic, Jason Vincent, just a lot of good people in the industry that are just super accessible and nice. Like you see, they have like big Instagrams, but we're all just people, And so it's great to just chat with them, see how their families and their lives are, and catch up. Even though we see each other online, it's just nice to be face to face and just really just connect. And learn from each other. We can talk about gear or business or whatever, and everyone's just very open. And so anyone can come to these parties. You don't have to be on YouTube or Instagram or anything. Just show up and just, watch out and say, when's the party, and just kind of get your feelers out. And if you're in the Rio, you're going to cross paths with everybody, which was great. This year, last year was at the Mirage, this year is at the Rio. Rio's off the strip, but it's all in one area. So we all just get to cross paths and you can really run into anybody in the halls. So there's one hall that goes from the hotel to the trade show and back. So very cool. But all wonderful people. Next morning, I woke up early. I went to listen to Jeremy Cowart speak, who's extremely creative. And so that was cool to just see firsthand him speak and talk about how he got started. Just photographing, Taylor Swift when she was not Taylor Swift. She was still Taylor Swift, but she wasn't famous. So, and then now he's photographing all kinds of famous folks and just regular people too. Like, he has no standards. He's like, if you want your photo taken by me, that's great. I have a space for you in Franklin, Tennessee, and you can come to me no matter who you are. And it's just really cool that he does that. So just very open and very nice dude. And then I was able to hang out with Narrative. I'm an ambassador for Narrative, and I love their software. So I got to hang out at their booth for 2 hours a day and just kind of just chat with people coming by, be like, hey, have you heard of the software? No, cool. And just learn about just random folks and meet people, and just really fun just to meet random photographers on the strip from around the world. And so that's another thing. This is a very international event. So we've had magic from Poland and just people from everywhere. So really, really cool. Narratives from New Zealand, and then they have some Australian ambassadors that came out. Got to meet a lot of them. And then let's see, that day I also went to Taylor Jackson's photo walk and just kind of watched him walk through just kind of some shoots and how he does the hybrid stuff, and just really cool to see him hands-on in person. And then he can answer questions or anything that you might have, there's tons of photo walks. A lot of them do overlap, but you can go to a lot. And then we went out. Narrative rented a limo for all the ambassadors that were there, and so I got to meet Julia and Danny from YouTube. They're awesome. Super sweet girl and just the nicest guy. And then just hang out with a bunch of the ambassadors. Jeff Chang is incredible. Jeff's in Vancouver, great photographer, super fun dude, high energy, positive energy. Everyone's just so great. Just this whole staff here, Summer Grace, and yeah, just a lot of great people. John Sweet is hilarious. He's a fun dude. But we went out in a limo, went on the strip, stopped a couple places, got kicked out of a little location for weddings, and then moved on and just had fun. And then Visco, or VSCO, is now in an app. They used to make presets for everybody to use to do film emulations to make your photos look like film. And now they have an app, so we all ended up at that party. And yeah, just had a fun time. Got to know Rick Liston, who's awesome, incredible dude. Just fun. And so we ended up there at this really, really neat party. And that's the thing, if you're going there, just keep an eye out for anyone who's inviting you to a party that's a big name. Don't go any party. But generally Visco or someone will throw a party that's really fun to just network, get to know people, and just have a good time. And really just kind of breaks down all the barriers. You're just at a different location, and you can just meet all kinds of wonderful people. I met Chris Evans, rad dude. Sean from KISS, and then the whole Visco staff was there, and just getting to know them was cool. And then, then let's see, what was that? Was there 3 days? It was a blur. So the next day, woke up, went to the trade show, just kind of like wanted to just get hands-on with gear and meet people. I met the guys from Wondered. They're from Utah, and they're really cool dudes. So I was just kind of getting to know their bags a little better. I've been following their bags for a while, and just fun, rad dudes. Like, I feel like I really just vibed with them, and they're cool dudes. So just got to chat with them a bunch. Social Templates, hang out at Angela's booth a lot. They were right next to Wondered. And Social Templates, if you don't know, it's just like a kind of like templates. It's templates for reels, and so you can go and you pay them, and you get access to the reels. Go check it out. Really cool software. I'm not really good at Instagram, but when I did use Instagram a lot, I would use them, and they're great. And then let's see, what else did we go there? Yeah, then I went back to the Narrative booth, hung out for a couple hours, then went to the Freedom Party, Freedom Prints. And Freedom Prints, they're a really, really great print company. Ben Adams is awesome, and they've got a bunch of different platforms for you to like sell albums. They help you sell albums to your clients, which is really cool. So I'll drop a link in the description to them and their album service. So basically they just like interject between you and your client, basically like on your behalf, and say, hey, would you like to buy an album? Here's one we designed for you. And so they just take away all the work. They do take a cut, but you don't do any of the work. So if you've shot the wedding and you want to make extra money on albums and provide your clients with albums and designs, and you don't want to design it, they're your guys. I did meet this guy. Man, I think his name was Walter, and he came up to the booth at Narrative, and he had this 24 to 70 adapted to a mirrorless camera, and he was older gentleman. I'll toss his picture up here. You can guess how old he is, but I thought he was the coolest dude there. His camera and lens were just so worn. Like I go through gear so fast, like as far as like getting new gear. Like maybe I've had lenses probably 5 or 6 years, but this guy, I think he's had this lens longer than I've been alive. I don't know. Probably not. Hasn't been around that long, but he was pretty cool. It's just fun to meet people like that. And then the trade show's a blast. The Freedom Party was at a place called I think Area 15 it was called. And it was like this fun arcade, like grown up, well, not a grown up arcade, but an arcade for grown ups. Like, feel like you're at Chuck E. Cheese. Super fun. Just to, play games with everybody and just get to know people. And it wasn't overly loud. It was just like, enough music to like hear people, and that was great. Generally, every year I bring a bag of cough drops because you're yelling, and I just hand those things out to everybody. Like you're yelling, your voice gets a little hoarse, and it just happens. You wake up in the morning, you sound like just like a different person. In me anyway, because you're yelling at all these parties because it's so loud. You would never yell in someone's face, so unless you're in Vegas. But yeah, met a lot of fun people, took a lot of fun photos, and then just ended up hanging out with everybody that night. We went to a silent disco party that was held by WPPI in one of their big suites. It was like a 5,000 square foot suite, and just chatted with more people pretty late that night. Woke up the next morning to see the GFX 100 RF was released. I was like, wow, cool, pre-order. Went down, learned the specs, canceled my pre-order. So that's another video, but it was cool to get hands-on with it. We're all excited. And then hung out with Richard Photo Lab booth a little bit. I use them for my fine art prints for Pick Time because they make some incredible stuff. If you don't know much about them, they're like a film processing company, and they make incredible prints. So then I hit the trade show a little more, and then I flew home. And so it was a great year. I just had a blast meeting new people and just making connections with software companies like Avoto that I use a lot. At the silent disco party, their whole staff was there, and I just chatted with them about software and just everything that they're up to these days. And yeah. So anyway, if you're thinking about going, I think reasons you'd want to go. Number one, play with gear for me. I'm a gear nerd. Get to know software, backpacks, things like that. Just see the stuff. Take classes. And if there's anyone on that list that you're seeing, basically what I did is I paid $100 before the first of the year. So in 2024 in December, it was $99. And I think it goes up to like $200 and you get access to all the classes, photo walks, things like that. And they had a pretty decent app where you can kind of pull in and look and see what's happening on the trade show floor, or like all the classes and parties. And so you kind of keep track of your schedule, put them in your schedule, and then they did a good job with it. So the Rio was fun. I hadn't been to the Rio since I was 16 doing construction years ago. So long time ago. I grew up about 4 hours from Vegas in California. And so, but yeah, so yeah, it was great year. WPPI is getting smaller, but I want to say it was like, they said like 6,000 to 8,000 people, and it had been up in the 20,000 person range, but it's still really fun. Being smaller is kind of cool because I guess you get more time to network with people. You never know who's going to show up to it, unless you like plans with friends, but I recommend it. Check it out next year. It's going to be at the Rio for the next 4 years, and who knows what will happen. But yeah, go check it out. And keep an eye on it for around February, March. The dates might be up for next year. I'm not sure, but that's around when it happens. And generally, it's during the week, like so photographers can still shoot on the weekend or whatever they're doing. So thanks for watching. And yeah, if you went this year, let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you're planning on going next year, or if you don't want to go at all. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya. One more thing before I almost forgot. All the photos taken were with the X-T5, the 16 to 55, 2.8 version 2, and the IM30 flashpoint or Godox flash, and it was really fun. Magic at some point took my camera and he went around and yeah, took a bunch of photos himself, and yeah, really cool. Just simple. The Cinebloom just adds a little bit extra. Really like it. It just kind of makes it a little more dreamy. It's great for Fuji colors. But anyway, that's the camera I used. All the photos were taken by this. A couple iPhone ones, but probably only like 2 or 3 in there. So, all right, thanks. See ya.